Cancer. Welcome to Ancientsire. Thank you so much for joining me for your November 2016 General Tarot reading. I do want to apologize for not being able to get all of my Zodiac readings out in October. I believe I was missing 3 signs total, and I think you were one of them last month. Also, I apologize for being late this month. Unfortunately, I was away due to a tragic, very close death in my family, and I just wasn't physically, mentally, or emotionally able to complete those few readings. So again, my apologies. Anywho, also thanks to all of you who have continued to return to my channel, and for those of you who are brand new, welcome and thank you. Also, thank you to all of my subscribers and for all of your lovely feedback. I always enjoy reading your comments, so please keep those coming. Also, thank you to all those who have contacted me for a personal reading. If you would like a personal reading with me, please follow the link to my website, which is listed in 3 areas: the description, the end of this video, and in the upper corner of the screen. Please remember that these are general readings. It will not apply to each and every Cancer out there. I highly recommend watching your moon and your rising sign if your sun sign does not resonate. Okay, so let's get to it. Here is your general reading for November, Cancer. As usual, I've already shuffled and laid out the cards to save a bit of time. And the first card in your reading, centering your reading, is the Hanged Man. And this is reversed. So this is telling me that you are, you were in limbo, you were stuck, but that's coming to an end. You are freeing yourself, getting back on your feet, getting busy now. That rest time is over. That stuck or trapped feeling is over with. So that's a major energy coming in for you in November. So that is wonderful. When the Hanged Man reverse comes up, it's also about, if you're at a crossroads in your life, you have 2 options: in or out, up or down, yes or no. There's no gray area with this card, okay? This is definitely not a time to attempt to control people or outcomes or situations. Let things be what they are and go with the flow. The universe is in control and not you, is what I'm hearing. If you don't know what to do, it's a very clear sign to do nothing. I'm hearing that everything is in divine order and to trust the universe in that. Ultimately, this is an energy about changing something that has been keeping you down. Whether that be a situation, a place, the people you hang out with, where you work, or just your lifestyle in general. But I do see you coming out of that energy and getting back on your feet this month. So that's wonderful. So now the card in your crossing position or your challenge is the King of Swords. And this is usually an actual person in your life. This could be a person or an energy, but most of the time it's a person. And if so, this is usually a air sign male, which would be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. And this is somebody who is usually in some type of law enforcement or government or a state official position for employment. They could also be a military person as well, any branch. They could be a lawyer, they could be a judge, they could be anything like that. A police officer, a security, anything that has to do with law, okay, or keeping the peace, okay. And this could be any government official as well in any area. But this is usually, a very strategic person. He's like the ultimate chess player, okay? he's usually like 5 steps ahead of you when the game hasn't even begun. They think everything out and plan everything. They strategize everything. Now, he's not, if you notice in the card, he's not fighting anyone or not in an aggressive position, but he stands ready at all times. Okay? Also, you know, if this king is working on his positive side, this is somebody who, you know, this is a great person to have on your side because they can help you strategize. They can help you plan your next move. They can help you think things through. They're very logical and very, you know, logical and analytical about everything that they do. So, you know, if you're too close to a situation, they can help you see both sides of the story and help you draw a logical conclusion. Okay. This is like the Sherlock Holmes. All right. And, you know, this is somebody you definitely want on your side. If they are on their negative personality traits, if they're working on their negative side, this is somebody who is very sharp-tongued. Their words just cut like knives. You know, they definitely will not hesitate to pull the blade, hopefully metaphorically speaking. But this is something you definitely don't want to cross swords with, okay? Because war is their life, okay? They're ready for battle at all times. All right. Now, also, this can be a female, but usually, I mean, it's coming up as a king, so usually it is a male. I'm also seeing 4 stars. Now, to me, that is signifying something to do with a military official or something of that nature, but that is coming up, and I don't know, you know, how that relates to your situation, but if it does resonate, then there you go. I'm also picking up the term blue room. Very interesting. The blue room. Okay. Well, I don't know how that would play out for certain individual cancers out there, but if that is something that resonates with you, again, there you go. Hope that helps. All right. So the next card in the reading is in the crowning position. You have the Queen of Cups reversed. Okay, this is it upright. All right, so the Queen of Cups is usually a water sign female. It could be you, Cancer, okay? Even if you were a male, you could be taking on those energies. You know, the court cards can be more positions than actual genders, all right? But most of the time it is a female. And if so, it would be a Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It could be you or another Cancer. But she's all about feelings, okay? She's usually the most loving and caring and compassionate queens of all of the elements. But she wears her heart on her sleeve, all right? She is ruled by her emotions. And, you know, all ranges of emotions, sorry. That could be, you know, anger, jealousy, lust, love, you know, whatever the case may be, envy, and everything in between, but she is ruled by those. She is reversed, so I am picking up that she is working on her negative side mostly. She may be showing signs of jealousy, envy, and in doing so, she, you know, may be acting out on those emotions. Okay, she may be causing you some kind of drama or you know, something of that nature. Now, I am picking up that she is, you know, perhaps brokenhearted, or just jealous in general. So, you know, if there's a Cancer or a water sign female that's giving you some trouble, this would be the reason. You know, maybe you blew her off, or maybe, you know, you broke up, and you're dating someone else, or whatever the case may be individually. That is the reason. She is working on those emotions. Now, for some of you Cancers, not all of you, but I am picking up pregnancy, okay? For some of you, I'm also picking up that this may be indicating a miscarriage or or possibly a false pregnancy, pregnancy scare, something like that. Or this could be a mother of your children, or baby mama drama, you know, something like that. But I am picking that up as well. I'm also seeing the number 8, which to me indicates the infinity symbol as well. It means multiple things, but you know, mainly this is the constant flow of energy, or things just keep circling back around and around and around, never really ending with this Queen of Cups. And that could be a karmic tie for some reason, or, you know, things just like emotions or issues just keep coming back around and around and around. It's like burying the hatchet and leaving the handle up. You never really get rid of it. I am also picking up loneliness and homesickness. I see her looking across the sky from her balcony here, as if she's just lonely, just very contemplative, just thinking about things, and very deep in thought. I'm also seeing that this comes in waves. Okay, maybe it's that jealousy or that anger or that those emotions, but they come in waves. But just like those waves, they keep coming back. Okay. Now, the next card in the reading is in the unknown position. Sorry about that. In the unknown position, and this is something that you are not consciously aware of. So this is hidden secrets, hidden knowledge, things you're not consciously in the front of your mind thinking about. All right, and we have the Three of Wands. Now, the Three of Wands to me indicates waiting on someone or something to come through. You may, you know, watching for something, watching the horizons. I'm also picking up that it may be, you could see it in sight, but it's just out of your reach. Spirit is guiding me to say that you have to get your feet wet, go out and meet it halfway. Go out and swim to it. Don't wait for it to come to you. But I do see you testing the waters a bit, okay? Seeing how deep it is before you dive in, the temperature, things like that. You're not just diving without thinking. I'm also seeing that there are a lot of scavengers around, kind of circling you, seeing what they can get from you. And like a seagull, you know, they once you feed one, they all come and and flock you. All right. So keep that in mind. I am picking up also that this has to do with money or finances or some kind of opportunity. I'm also picking up that, you know, what you have managed to accomplish or to get, those scavengers are just trying to pick you dry. I'm also hearing that that ship is not going to come any closer. Its sails are down, so it's up to you to go and get it. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now, the next card in the reading is in the past with the catalyst position. This is what has set everything else into motion. And we have the High Priestess. And this is another major arcana card. All right, so a major energy. Now, the high priestess is about intuition, the feminine aspect of the mystical realm, okay? She is about dreams. She's the psychic. She's the clairvoyant, the medium. She is very powerful, but mainly in the astral plane, the spiritualistic part of, of oneself, okay? Either herself or just, that could be a part of you. But I am seeing that this is also indicative of the feminine divine, and just spirit in general. They may be trying to communicate with you through your dreams, or just that intuition, that that psychic ability is really kicking up. I'm also hearing that you have barely skimmed the surface of this. Okay, you need to really dive deep and accept what it is that Spirit is trying to say, or if this is coming from someone else that sorry, hearing something. Sorry about that. If this is coming from someone else, you really need to listen, okay? Because this is coming from a higher source. I am also picking up that they are trying to highlight something for you, like they have a red Sharpie and they're circling something. They couldn't be more obvious about what it is they're trying to say. I am also hearing that if this is an actual person in your life, or if this is you, or just an energy, whatever it is tied to the moon. And those abilities are just growing like a waxing moon, is what I'm hearing. I'm also picking up that this has to do with a partnership, or possibly even a romantic partnership, because I am seeing two hearts here underneath her feet. Also, she is represented by the number 2, and that is partnership. Okay, choices. That could be a business partnership, a love partnership, a friendship, or just another aspect of yourself. But I'm actually really picking up maybe a for most of you is a love partnership, or a romantic, or could even be like a sisterly or brother sister kind of love, or something like that. Okay, but that is coming in pretty strong. There's a lot of emotion attached to it. Now the next card in the reading is in the future position, the near future. Please remember that future is never written in stone. It's just, this is the most probable outcome, okay, for the month of November. And again, you have another major arcana card, and it is the hierophant. Okay. And the hierophant is represented by the number 5, which is indicative of change. All right. It can also be indicated by disruptions, just distractions, drama, things like that. But I am feeling that it's more about change for you. I am hearing that because of this high priestess, your views have changed just a bit, and it has taken, your mind has taken a more spiritual, a much more spiritual thought process than before. It's pretty much all you think about for some of you. I'm also hearing that you're going, what you are learning, what you're researching, what you're picking up or knowing, that inner knowing, that new knowledge that you are attaining, you are going out and applying it to the world, teaching it to others even. I'm also hearing that this has a lot to do with church, or some kind of religious organization, um, whatever religion you are. It has to do with the orthodox um, ways of thinking. Now, the high priestess and the hierophant are usually um, opponents. Okay, they don't really go together, um, but for some reason, this is really changing. Now, also, I just noticed this King of Swords is looking down at this High Priestess. All right. And both the High Priestess and the Hierophant have their backs to the King of Swords. All right. But he has taken an interest in her. That's very interesting. And I'm not sure if that's in a positive or a negative light, but it probably plays out differently for each of you. Okay. All right. Now, the next card in the reading is in the position of you, your hopes, your fears, your desires. This could even be why all this is going on. And we have another major arcana card, Death. Now, don't freak out. It happens to be one of my favorite cards because this is about change, transformation, renewal, rebirth, reincarnation, incarnation. This is like, the death of the old you, and a coming of, a different, more transformed being, usually a lot stronger, wiser, and better off in general. Okay, this is like the phoenix coming out of the ashes, and just more beautiful than before. The butterfly and the cocoon scenario, right? All right. So the next card in the reading, I'm sorry, I just picked up something else about that death card. I am sensing that for a lot of you, you may be working or getting your messages through spirits of the dead, or maybe working on some kind of, on your medium skills, okay? Communing with the dead, or something to that effect. You may have had a recent near-death experience for some of you, or a recent loss in your family, or or a recent loss in your life in general, of anybody. But whatever that is, I kind of feel like that is what has led to this spiritual way of thinking. Now, the next card in the reading is the Five of Swords. And this is in the position of the people, the places, the events surrounding you, the energies surrounding you. And the Five of Swords, again, is change. It's about, this is the battle card. This is the bickering, the fighting, the disruptions, the distractions, the just constant battles. You're constantly arguing or fighting your way through something. But I am seeing victory here, all right? Because I see you with the sword held high. You see that? And all the swords gathered in your arms. It's like you have, you're collecting them as you go, almost like trophies. I do see in the background that the enemy or the opponents, they're done. They're defeated. Okay, the white flag has flown. I'm also picking up a white dove, and that is indicative of peace. All right. I am also picking up that there are those scavengers all around as well. Okay, wanting a piece of that pie. I'm also seeing beams of beams of sunshine peering through this dark and red sky. Okay, it's like the sun is shining, the light is coming through. All right. Now, the next card in the reading is again in the unknown position. This is again that hidden secrets, hidden knowledge, things you're not consciously aware of. And we have the Eight of Swords. Okay? The Eight of Swords is about being trapped, being blind, being stuck, encaged. All right? This is mainly about caged in your own thoughts in your own mind, okay? Or blind to something that your mind is blocking something. You can't see, you can't see what is really going on. Maybe trapped in your own way of thinking and not listening to others, or doing your own research, or your own coming to your own conclusions based on reality. On logical means, okay? Not just your feelings, but actually doing the research, being able to look at it in print, okay? The facts, all right? But just know that this is a illusionary cage. You can get up and step out at any time and take that mask off and see what is actually going on, all right? Step out of the box, I'm hearing. For some of you, I'm actually seeing that this could be a being blocked, being tied up, being encaged by someone else, all right? On a more magical way of looking at this, could be a binding, all right? Bound, tied, gagged kind of a thing. But again, it's mind over matter. Now, the last card in your reading is the Ace of Wands. And this is beautiful because it's the outcome position. So yay, this is about taking the power back. You know, this is a new beginning, a fresh start, a divine blessing. And this is power, strength, creativity, inspiration, passion, that spark inside your soul, you know, that just ignites, all right? And that's what I'm seeing here. You know, whatever, you know, is going on here, and I think this is a very spiritual type of energy, and usually my readings do tend to go more in that direction, but I am seeing you just getting that spark, you know, that fire is ignited within your soul, and that passion is coming through. So whatever you're doing it with a lot of passion. You may have had a new inspiration, or creative spark. Go with it, okay? This could be indicative of lust as well, by the way. Okay, I did just pick that up. I am picking up that you are more powerful than you know or you realize, and that I'm picking up that spark or that energy, that power. I mean, you have that much power in just your little pinky, I'm hearing. So that's interesting. That's coming through. All right. So, before I go, I am going to choose one oracle card for you from my Divinations of the Ancients Oracle deck, and see if we can just get a message from Spirit so we can tie all this together for you. Okay, 1 second. What messages do you have for Cancer? There you go. Oh, we got 2. All right, so we've got feathers and tea leaves. There we go. All right, and feathers says, when you ask for guidance, Spirit responds without fail. The universe has been sending you messages in reply to your questions, but you have blocked your ability to notice them. Okay, that 9 of Swords there is exactly what that says. You may have been hoping for guidance for so long that you are focusing on the asking rather than on receiving a reply. Ask yourself this: are you really wanting an answer? If yes, then start to become aware of the replies that come to you from Spirit. Keep vigilant. for the answers come in many forms. As an overheard conversation relevant to your question, as a song playing on the radio, in words spoken by a friend, or in other ways, including the sight of a beautiful feather falling in your path. Your prayers are being answered. The answers are all around you. A past loved one, spirit guide, even an angel, whichever form you are drawn to the most, has a message for you, for your highest good. Watch carefully for nature's delivery of messages from the spirit world. Upon the wind whispers ride, messages on feathers fall far and wide. Signals come in form and sound. I see answers all around. How beautiful. That's exactly what this reading was talking about. All right, and the last one was tea leaves. Okay, and tea leaves says, the tea leaves card brings you reminders of the old ways of soothsayers, who in a time imbued with magic and mystery could capture a glimpse of the future in shapes that formed in one's cup. 'Tis the gypsy way. Now it is time for you to open your eyes and heart and explore your ancient bloodlines. Whether or not you have Romany blood, acknowledge the sacred work of your ancestors, who will assist you from the spirit realm. Using foresight and inner knowing, you will be able to read clearly the messages and shapes of what's to come. Time to heal any unresolved issues in your relationships. Investigate your bloodline. You have inherited your psychic gifts from an ancestor. Remember magical tales of yesteryear from your childhood. Always look at the bigger picture. Step into your future with open eyes. Relax and have a cup. And it says, the truths presented to me in the tea. The old ways now help me to finally see. With eyes wide open, now I begin to understand. Resolved and healed, my time to rise is at hand. Oh, how nice. Okay, Cancer, so that's going to do it for your November 2016 reading. I do hope that these messages resonated with you and gave you some insight and clarity. If this does not resonate with you, I highly recommend that you watch your moon and your rising signs as well, as those may be more directed towards your particular issue or meant for you. Again, thank you so much. And if you'd like a personal reading with me, please go to my website and send me a message and I'll be back with you. And I wish you many, many blessings for the month of November. And I'll see you in December. Namaste, friends.